talk about Miss Aaliyah Houghton. I remember Aaliyah as an angel. She was just an angel on earth. Just seeing her on TV, she was just so graceful. She was nice, friendly, very pretty. She was like that natural pretty. Basically didn't even have to try. Like, she was so pretty, and I admired her so much. She recently had a birthday. Her birthday was January 16th, 1979. She is a fellow Capricorn, and she was born in Brooklyn, New York. So fast forward to when she was 12, she signed a contract with Jive Records, and around then she was raised in Detroit, Michigan. So in 1994, at age 15, her album Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, it catapulted on the R&B charts. That album was produced by no other than Robert Kelly. Yes, R. Kelly, Mr. Pied Piper, Mr. Key in the Ignition. Yeah, Mr. R. Kelly. The album sold millions, and she had 2 hit songs from that album. I am going to play both of them. One of them was Back and Forth, and the other one was At Your Best. Now, this one, I started liking it when I watched the movie ATL. And if y'all know that movie, y'all know the scene where the song was played. I love that song. I love that song. But anyway, later that year, reports claim that she was married to Robert Kelly. At the time, he was 27. She was 15. And Aaliyah denied the union, and the marriage was annulled by her parents. Now, I'm not going to get into the things Robert Kelly did to her, because this is not about R. Kelly. This is about Aaliyah. I don't want to take this away from her. We will talk about Robert Kelly on another episode, but not today. So Aaliyah was attending a Detroit high school, and she was in a dance program. She released her sophomore album, One in a Million, in 1996. That album sold 2 million copies. And then in 1998, Are You That Somebody went #1, and she got her first album off of that song. That song is real big on TikTok. So in 2000, she made her acting debut in Romeo Must Die. And then in 2001, her third album, Aaliyah, self-titled album, she released that in July. And at that time, she was also completing her second role in Queen of the Damned. So on August 22nd, 2001, as she was filming her Rock the Boat video, they started beginning to film it in Miami. And the director, Hype Williams, wanted to fly everybody to the Bahamas to shoot over there as well. So it was Aaliyah plus 8 of her people, and which included her bodyguard, her hairstylist, makeup artist, PR member, dancers. They all went with her to the Bahamas. So Hype Williams, the director, on this day, they were done filming, and he told everybody that they were free to go. Aaliyah didn't want to go. She wanted to stay another day, and that was because she wanted to wait for Damon Dash. And her and Damon Dash were dating, rumored to be engaged at the time. She wanted to wait for him because she was booked and busy. They really didn't have enough time to, be together. I'm going to pull up the interview when Damon Dash was on The Real, and this is what he had to say.
On a recent episode of Family Therapy, you mentioned that the death of your mother and your girlfriend, your late girlfriend, R&B legend Aaliyah, turned you into a monster. And you were dating Aaliyah up until the time of that death. Was there any chance that you could have been on that plane?
Well, there was no chance that if I was there, we would have been on that plane. You know what I'm saying? So it would have never happened that way. Aaliyah and I was in Miami, and she was shooting a video in Miami, and I was in Miami with State Property, and she was going to do a record with Freeway. And, Hype had decided he wanted to take the video to the Bahamas, and my son had a football game, and I had to go back to New York for court, and I had all my nephews with me as well, because I still roll with them. Like, I'm a single father, and I had my son Boogie since he was 8, you know what I mean? I had to go to court and get whatever, so my whole world kind of revolved around him. So I broke out to go back to New York. She told me she was going to the Bahamas. I was against it, like, don't go. And then down to the last, we had the Blackberry, down to the last Blackberry that we had before she went there, she was like, I don't like that plane. And I was like, don't get on. And she was like, I got to do it. It was just a complicated situation, but she had to get in a vision. So, if I was there, I would have made sure that jet that was supposed to be for her, if she thought she would have been on that, I wouldn't have got on that plane. You know what I'm saying? So it probably been different. But, everything happens for a reason, and it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, and you just got to deal with the cards that life deals you.
So as Damon Dash was saying, he had somewhere to be. He would have been with her, but he had somewhere to be. He had to fly back to New York to handle some things and to deal with his son, and therefore Aaliyah went to the Bahamas by herself. So on August 25th, 2001, Aaliyah woke up that morning to do a couple of shots about 10 o'clock that morning. And if y'all remember the Rock the Boat video where she was doing her single headshots, or she was in the water, that was early in the morning, and she was just doing that while waiting on her other dancers to do the dance scene. So the dancers get ready, they go on a boat, they go to an island to do the dance scene. 2 p.m. they go on break, and then 5 o'clock p.m. filming was done. And filming was done in the Bahamas, and they were to then fly back to Miami to complete the video. And a company that was producing the video, they offered a private jet, and that private jet would have took everybody safely to Miami. However, it was scheduled the day after, and everybody wanted to leave the same day of the ending of the filming in the Bahamas. And because everybody wanted to leave that day, they got a smaller plane, and everybody boarded that plane. Everybody, Aaliyah and 8 others, boarded the plane. And immediately after takeoff from Marsh Harbor, the plane went down rapidly. It burst into flames in air, and then Aaliyah suffered severe burns and head trauma. And one of the reasons they're saying that the plane burst in flames is it was severely overloaded. It was 700 pounds overweight, and they're saying that the pilot at the time of takeoff, he was reluctant to fly because it was severely overweight, and everybody on the plane was basically like, no, you need to take off, we need to go, we're trying to go now. And he went ahead, was like, okay, and flew the plane anyway. So speaking of this pilot, it was it was revealed 2 weeks before that he was on probation for possession of drugs. And at the time of his death, he had cocaine and alcohol in his system. On top of that, wait for it, he was not certified to fly. So bullshit that he was reluctant to fly because it was one of the issues, but you were also not certified to fly this plane, sir. You should have gotten off of the plane, said, no, I'm not doing it. I will fly one set back and bring one set, like 2 trips. But no, he knew no better. But that's neither here nor there. Sadly, on August 30th, 2001, Aaliyah's funeral was held. And from what I remember watching it on TV, is a horse carriage carried her body to the church, or the location where she was having her funeral, that it was held. And I could just remember not being able to watch the whole thing because I was so overwhelmed. I was sad because, like, Aaliyah was just that girl. I'm going to get to the conspiracy side of her death, because 2 years ago they stated so much information on what happened, and it's mysterious. So I'm scrolling on TikTok, and as every millennial and Gen Z, scrolling on TikTok until like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, I come across Betty J's TikTok, and she does like conspiracy stuff on her little page or whatever, and I came across her doing one on Aaliyah. So she mentioned that Barry Hankerson, and he is Aaliyah's uncle, he did an interview on the Oz show, basically saying that her mom, Aaliyah, was aware of the sexual abuse that R. Kelly inflicted on Aaliyah. He stated that everybody knew she was pregnant at 14 and married R. Kelly. Everybody knew it. He also stated that he was upset about R. Kelly and Aaliyah being married. He then went to Louis Farrakhan. He prayed and stated that karma will get them. Also stated that his sister, which is Aaliyah's mom, knew a lot more than what they thought she knew. My thing is, if y'all knew this baby was with this 27-year-old man and saying that she's pregnant and all this other stuff, why didn't y'all step in? Using her for her money, right? That's what y'all think? I think so too. Anyway, she also stated that Aaliyah's mom was also having relations with R. Kelly, saying that he would leave Aaliyah in a room and then go mess around with her mom. What the entire? Ugh. So the story that we knew, as I previously stated, was everybody boarded the plane and they wanted to go. Boom. Right? Apparently, allegedly, Aaliyah was having bad feelings. Like, I don't really want to get on this plane. Like Damon Dash said, she didn't want to get on it. She was scared. When they were trying to figure out what to do about the plane, Aaliyah had a headache. So she went to her car to lay down. Her driver at the time stated that somebody gave her a pill, quote unquote, for her headache. She went to sleep. They carried her on the plane. She died in her sleep. That's conspiracy. So there are some theories out here. Hear me out now. I have 2 theories. The first one is Aaliyah wanted out of the Illuminati, so they killed her. The second one is Jay-Z and Damon Dash, they were sacrificing her so Beyonce could be big. This is just so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me. I really wish it was a thing to talk to Aaliyah and it actually be the truth. And instead of this documentary with R. Kelly out and they're saying everything about her and she's not even here to speak her piece, I didn't feel right about that. I just really feel like we can talk to her and she lets us know the truth. Not like all these mediums nowadays, and you see them on like TLC and stuff, you're just like, is that really real? Like, I really wish there was something like that. But that is the mysterious death of Miss Aaliyah Baby Girl Houghton. And we miss her. We miss her dearly. We still play her music, and it's really upsetting that her family is not letting any streaming services play her music. It's really suspicious. Shout out to Bailey Sarian. It's really suspicious. Very. And I can't put my finger on it, but I'm going to figure it out. All right, well, Send me you all suggestion to my Instagram, Distressed by Jazz. I definitely will read it and do my research on it. Until then, you all stay wild and crazy, you cool cats and kittens. I will catch you all in my next one. Holla.